A Fistful of Dollars from 1964 on 4K Blu-ray from Kino Lorber. All right, so you remember that guy that sits in the chair in like Maxwell audio for tapes or whatever, where he's sitting in the chair and it's like a silhouette and it's blasting him and his little tie's blasting backwards for the audio? So this picture was like the visual version of that guy sitting in that chair getting blasted. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, look down here, right here in the megabits per second. Look at this. Hang on, right there. Oh my gosh. That is so much information just getting blasted into my brain. So one thing that's different about this 4K than a lot of other 4Ks is that it does not have HDR on it. But on this professionally calibrated display, the SDR colors look really good and natural. So this is actually my first time watching this movie all the way through. I've seen little pieces of it, and it's kind of just been like around, like Back to the Future 3, referencing it a whole bunch and just existing. But this is my first time sitting down and watching it cover to cover. And this shot right here, the way that it goes with the music, just like, I think it sounds cliche, but like took my breath away right here. So watch this. This guy's just beating up this guy, and then look at this. Oh, that is so cool. So that is such a cool shot, and that's just one example of like constant awesome shots in this movie. And I was just telling my wife that I love the soundtrack so much you could just sit and listen to it with no pictures, but with this like awesome visuals like this throughout the whole movie, it's just like a joy to just sit and soak up. It's like a really hardcore violent music video. I love this part here where the coffin maker guy, what this guy says about the coffin maker guy. Again, another Back to the Future 3, I can't say reference, but another thing that Back to the Future 3 borrowed. Listen to this.
Now when Peter look you over to take your measurements. He's so experienced he can do it with a glance. You'll be a customer.
So it's fun to see all these cool parts that Back to the Future 3 borrowed from, to see the origin of where they came from. Also, look at his hair. Like, I mean, it looks like really fluffy and clean for just coming out of the desert. But I'm not going to lie, multiple times during this movie, I just wanted to like rub my hands through there. I really did. And he does it on one part, and it was like a little cathartic because he was messing with his hair, and I was like, man, looks so good. All right, so during this exposition dump, when these two guys go up on their little balcony, look at this shot right here. This is so cool. Look at that. Just like the shot composition with him, then it just goes deeper and deeper as the camera kind of shows both sides of the two different gangs. Also, this exposition dump, as I call it, is a very good one where this guy's talking to him. He doesn't yet know it, but they're doing it in a natural way. I think exposition is one of the hardest things to do in storytelling, movies or books. Look at this super ballsy, manly confidence right here.
Get 3 coffins ready.
He's on his way over there, and he's like, I'm going to go kill people, and I'm going to win, and I'm going to do a good job, and you need to get coffins ready. That's so cool. He's so confident, and strong, and manly, and has nice hair. Look at these green eyes. Look at that.
I don't think it's nice, you laughing.
Got the light shining on him, looking all green.
See, my mule don't
Like
like
mine.
laughing.
So he actually ends up killing 4 of them. So cool. But this is a cool shot right here where he just got his holster and his gun popping out of there really quick. But then this guy, this little henchman here, boop, he's super slow on the draw. Look at this, and frame by frame, I don't know if you can see like his struggle trying to get his gun out. But he's just like trying to get it, and then he dies from getting shot because he was very, very slow draw. It's like he was tugging on it trying to get it out of there. So bad draw. Okay, this guy being really slow and struggling to get his pistol out actually reminds me of a real situation at a shooting at a church in Texas, where if you look at the footage of it, one of the security guards is having a really hard time getting his weapon out, and he actually dies because of it. All right, so I know this is my first time watching it, but I did recognize this as foreshadowing for his armor usage towards the end. Listen to this. Yeah.
This thing couldn't have been very useful to its owner.
Yeah. Okay, so this exact scene with this kind of music is the reason why. So I love Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid from 1969, but I always struggle with a lot of the silent parts when they're riding their horses. When in my brain I'm like, man, we should have like rousing, awesome Western music, and it's scenes like this that have made those parts of Butch Cassidy harder for me to digest. Listen to this. It's got awesome horse riding and cool Western music going on. And like I said, Butch Cassidy has those long silent parts. All right, in any action movie, I do like me a good shot over the barrel of the gun when action's happening or when they're just moving around, so it's like first-person shooter. But this part right here, I'm pretty sure you can see firecracker pieces popping out of the front of this gun. So I'm going to move it ahead in slow motion. Let's see if we can see some of these firecracker pieces. Yeah, look at that. Just like stuff like popping out the front. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure that's pieces of pieces of firecrackers that they're using to make the sparks just popping out of the front of that gun. So the 4K is actually the only format I've ever seen this movie in. But look at all these little floaties just like floating around during this conversation. I don't know if it's like cotton or chicken feathers or whatever, but like I was just really mesmerized. You see all these little floaties just floating all over the place as they're talking. Look at that. I don't know. It was almost like in Japanese movies where they have like the cherry blossoms and like the slow snow going everywhere, but like the Western version of that. Listen to this awesome line when this guy asks Clint Eastwood if he's going with him.
Coming with us? No. The man's got money in his pocket. He begins to appreciate peace.
So the reason I think that line was extra funny is just because earlier the people were talking about peace, and he's like, well, I don't want to be around here if there's going to be peace. And then he's like talking about appreciating peace with the money. Very clever. Very good writing. Here she is dreaming again. Look at it. It's just like at Cafe Rio. You got the little things hanging there. This is where they got it from, I'm sure. All right, so this part where he helps his lady and her husband and their kid is actually super got me in the feels on this part. I really felt it. So she asks him why he's helping.
Why do you do this for us?
Why? I knew someone like you once. There was no one there to help. Now get moving.
All right, so what makes that line that he said where no one was there to protect them even more touching is all the crap he goes through after helping those people out. But listen to this awesome, like, scary, moody, bassy music that comes in the middle after they've been beating him up for a while. Listen to this. I'm gonna unmute it and play it. I don't know if you can hear it. There you go. All right, when he put his arm on the table, it's like the bass goes dong right when his arm hits the table. You hear that? It's just like dong, 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 dong. It's like very sinister, bassy music that really hasn't occurred until this spot in the movie. So after he goes and recovers for a while, and then he's back to kill everybody after they massacred those other people. This is so cool. He comes walking through the smoke. Look at that. Right there. Boop. And right there. Yeah. This music is awesome all the way through, and it's just, I don't know if it's a trumpet or a French horn or whatever, but it's just building and building and building as all these guys are looking at him. But right about here is where the trumpet player or whatever brass instrument he's playing is just really breaking it down and starts sliding across the stage on his back while playing it. Listen to this. He's breaking it down. Some hardcore trumpeting. He just kicked the amp over. Look at this. He's got this little like hair tuft that comes loose every once in a while in the wind right there. Looks so cool. All right. I gotta keep it to a minimum. I get the feeling I could talk about this movie a lot because because it was super enjoyable. The structure was, I think it had the perfect structure where he gets all beat up and then he has to go live in the mine for a while and get better and come back and beat up the bad guys. Just, this was a super cathartic movie, and I think I could really watch it a lot more. So as far as the 4K goes, it looked really good. The grain was pretty stable throughout. You can tell that a lot of scratches had been repaired. There wasn't too much bass in the soundtrack other than the actual music. So like the explosions and gunshots didn't really have a lot of bass to them. But it fits for the movie, like with the weird dubbing and everything. But there's something that the back of the movie says that I absolutely agree with. Look at this at the very bottom back here. What does it say? It says, Fistful of Dollars is the Western taken to the extreme. Do you see that at the very bottom? That is 100% true. This thing was extreme. There was an insane body count. Like, we're talking like John Wick 1 body count. This might have a higher body count than John Wick. So anyway, this movie was legendary and epic, and I loved it, and I'm excited for the other ones, even though I hear there's a bit of a naughty bit in the second one. But yeah, I absolutely love this one, and the music, so good. Like I said, it was like watching a really long, violent music video, and it's fun to watch this guy, at about age 34, 35 right here. So anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know if you've seen these and what you think and which one your favorite is. Also, if you are watching these, don't be silent. Please say something down below because I crave attention. That's why I'm on the internet. Anyway, thanks for watching. Okay, bye.